So come on in, take a sip. Let's wind down. It's Sunday. It's the only puzzle we really have on Sunday. And it's a very long one. It's a ginormous puzzle, that's for sure. But I'm having this fantastic African Rock Selection Cabernet Sauvignon Pinotage. This is a 2024 that I just saw the other day when I was in, well, I just picked a random grocery store. But I thought, well, we haven't had a South African wine on in a while, and this one I'm not familiar with, so. Plus, it was just put in the bottle last year, so why not? Take a look. And so, I can tell you right now, on the nose, we got a lot of red fruit and black fruit, some leather, maybe some plum, but on the palate, it is all red fruit. A very interesting minerality to it. Not unpleasant at all. It's actually quite pleasant all the way around. Has a nice finish on it. I'd say it's a little over the scale towards the bold side. It's about 50-50 on the tannins versus a smooth effect. I'd say it's just as dry as it can be. And I'd say that the softness and the acidic nature just kind of balance each other out. This is an all-around great wine. Easily worth 3.5 stars. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to drink this whole bottle tonight. It is not a bad one. With this one, I would imagine wanting to put something with it, pairing-wise, maybe on the poultry or on the lamb side. Or maybe even some spicy Asian would be good with it too, right? And it's not a very deep red, so we're probably not talking about Bluetooth manufacturing device. So there it is. We are drinking South African today and hopping into our grid. So we have Sunday, April 6th. This is a construction by Kareem IS, edited by Will Shorts, and the name of this one is Course Correction. So I think this is going to be, well, I don't know what I think it's going to be. Let's hop into our grid and see what we've got. Okay, make sure everything's up and going and play. Are we really playing though? So at bay, say, what cuteness tends to evoke? Pause, maybe. Look, like, maybe seem. And that's all she wrote, perhaps. Perhaps. Oh, what's the point? All right. Ophthalmologist's work. Maybe eye exam, eye care. Don't know. At bay, say, that was a clever one. A C. Very nice. Madison Avenue exec. I used to be one of those people, an ad man. Light, short-sleeved, collared garment. Talking about a camp shirt. And sorry, you can just see I've got texts and emails coming in at the same time. Now, why don't you put your phone on silent, Christopher? Well, because I live on the other side of the globe. Currently, where my wife is staying in Texas to help out with family and do some nursing contracts. And I feel like I need to have it on in case there's some sort of emergency. I figure I could just pause this and take an emergency call, and y'all wouldn't be too irritated about that. So just saying, there's some method to my madness. Not a lot, a little bit though. I mean, I do what I can. Uses one's employee badge to enter, say, maybe scans in. MSN Explorer, I think. It's been years, like 30 years, I think, since I've maybe even used that. Maybe that was Netscape. I don't know when I used MSN. Tourney sponsor since 1939, and I guess that's maybe the NC2A. And genre of the Bob Marley One Love. I keep thinking this is, okay, so I can actually, all right. I'm seeing now what I can do. So is this a biopic? Okay. Yeah. Gets caught on snags. So interesting also up here with Madman. So, oh, what's the point? Why do, I guess we're going to have to figure out what's going on here. So, interesting. But these round discs with the lines in the middle of them honestly look like Army Tradoc patches. To me, anyway. I don't know. Monsieur's employer, how about a spa? Por favor. S'il vous plaît. Bitte. Part of the funnies page. Some comics. Iowa college town would be Ames. Strange things happen in that town. Floor. Like some mindless entertainment. Retrovirus molecule. Oh, probably RNA maybe? Descendants could be scions. So a floor could be a story. That's clever too. Kareem, you've got a clever grid going on here today. Good sir. A bit of casino equipment could be a rake. Grandiloquent. That might be epic. Intense cycling sessions are what you must do to complete the answers to this puzzle's starred clues. These looks like it might be spin classes, and I'm still not quite sure what I have to do with these starred clues just yet. Invites to a movie, say, maybe asks out. I think that Shotzi and I just forewent all of that mess, and we just like met one day, said, hey, I think you're really pretty. She said, well, I think you're a handsome guy. Well, yeah, we're just fine. Why don't we just get married? Okay. It's something like that. If I remember correctly. Work hard could be to toil. I'm not remembering correctly at all. Types, how about ilks? Throws, informally. Like some stems and situations. Okay. Adware detection program. Maybe a spy bot. Like some stems. Well, I mean, I'm sitting here fretting over it, but I'm going to get around to it. Lincoln or Ford could be a car. And let's see, one suddenly canceling plans, plus tax, maybe Baylor's. Number with 18 zeros. Okay, I'm just gonna... until I figure out what's going on with this theme, I'm gonna have to just try to just go with the stuff that's not part of it necessarily. Let's see. Be up on the latest news. How about stay current? And then superlative finish. How about est to start with? Apathetic. Built like the Hulk. How about burly? Very nice. And so, like some stems and situations could be thorny. Our oldest, his name is Thorn. Christopher Thorn. Like a thorn in a tree, but with an E at the end. And it's really interesting. His sisters always called him Dorning, basically. Is this a quintillion? Allotments could be quotas. So, language from which we get Kashmir, and that would be Sanskrit. And let's see what we can do here. Apathetic. I don't know. Blasé. Legend has it. Lore. And made nutritious choices. Maybe 8 right. So blasé it is over there. And we'll throw in our right here. And I'm trying to make sure I'm paying attention to what I've typed in, because I hate having to go back through like yesterday to find where I fat-fingered something. Historic Indian city. How about Agra? I mean, it'd be one thing if I didn't know, but when I'm just saying, looks like we've got a trial here, and then instead of a T, I put in a K or something, or an R. I mean, gosh, at least be wrong about something you're wrong about, right? You know, it's not just because you didn't type it correctly. How awful is that? So like 1, 2, 3, how about easy? Itty bitty, teensy weensy yellow polka dot bikini. Word before rain or wash. And does anybody even know what an acid wash anything is these days? I mean, they were briefly popular when I was a teenager to have acid wash jeans, and I don't really know that that's still the same. I mean, I don't know if I haven't even seen any that are acid wash, but then I'm really not paying attention to the jeans, am I? So throws could be hucks. Moved like a crab could be to have sidled. I've sidled my way in and out of a cab on a particularly tipsy evening. Nickname that drops nay. How about just Sid? Roast rostrum. Well, I guess we're talking about a daze. Trying to figure out what kind of roast are we talking about here? And what kind of rostrum would I have for an oven? I mean, maybe the middle tray? Well, first responders for short, maybe EMTs. All right, so member of la familia, maybe mi tia. Set off as an alarm. How about trip the alarm? So Mr. T made it in. Etsy. All right, let's get back up here and kind of go to some directional something. One directive in preparing a turkey. Greedy person's choice. How about both? I want them all. I want them all. Here's in a way, maybe tries. Uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, my glass hit the keyboard. Let's try that then. And hey, if I fat finger something, I'll just have to go back and find it again. I mean, it's just what it is. Pieces of the heart. How about atria? Get straight. Perhaps we're talking about alignment, but I don't trust that. This is a pretty, for a Sunday, it's a relatively challenging grid fill that we've got today, so I'm not buying it. If it seems too easy, I really want to double check it. So blank Chisholm, the first black woman elected to Congress. Excuse me, here come the hiccups. That's Shirley Chisholm. I want to say that I'd met her, but I wouldn't know where to find the photograph or anything. And it would have been years and years ago. One directive in preparing a turkey would be to baste, perhaps. And so alternative could be other. Sounds of hesitation, ers. And Caddy's appointment. How about a tea time? So break before college. How about a nice little old gap year? Wouldn't even know what to do with one of those. Voids. I don't know. We've got to fill in these over here too, so I got to figure out what's going on with that, if I can even do that. And now I'm trapped in that circle. So they're not just for, they're just for openers. How about intros? Voids. Empties. GPAs. Whale could be to sob. Like some mindless entertainment would be trashy. Yeah, so I went to Regensburg today to drop off a package for a friend of a friend. And I went looking for a castle on the way back to have a picnic, and then I decided that it was just too cold outside. It's nice and sunny, but it's windy and it's 7 degrees centigrade. So it's cold. Sounds in massage parlors. Let's see. So maybe we're talking about Oz. And traffic marker could be a pylon. So we're just moving right along in here today. But man, I'll tell you, sun or not, when it's windy and cold, it's cold and windy. It's an affront. How about a slap in the face? Well, I say, Dutch, you really affronted me, Dutch. Words of remembrance. How about an obit? Preschool basics, or easiest 1, 2, 3. So how about ABCs? Star, turn, often. Trial program. How about a pilot? Beach bird, going with a turn. I don't know of anything else with a T in 4 letters. Account could be a tail. Star, turn. Cousin of kinda. How about sorta? Let's see. So you might walk on this at night. I'm going with tiptoe. Not trusting a single letter of it though. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. And brown beer could be a dark ale. Shade of green. How about Nile green? And Chinese 2-stringed fiddle. Oh gosh, is that an erhu or erdu? I cannot remember for the life of me. Pita dip made from chickpeas and tahini. Would be hummus. Yeah, I think it's erhu, and I'm really glad that was my first guess because, well, it's nice to know that the old noggin's still working to a degree. Bring into play could be to use. So canine teeth would be cuspids. Find amusing. What a colon might mean, and that probably means as to, or is to. Is to, or no, that would be as to actually. I'm pretty sure that would be as to. No, okay, if I'm looking at the ratios, right? I mean, we're like literally talking about blank is to blank, dot, dot, as blank is to blank. So yes, is to. Tense parts of games for short. How about OTs? Poet Hughes, Ted. Oh, I gotta tell you. I was looking for a poem from Ted Hughes. Ted Cruz. Does he write poetry these days? And I found in the, this is back in the day, you had to look it up at the library, right? And I looked it up and I found out that it was in a Playboy magazine. The library didn't have them. And so I got, the volume, the month, the year. And I set out to go find this magazine. And I literally looked at a Playboy magazine in undergraduate for the article. No kidding. Satisfied. How about met? Find amusing. How about smile at? Chiromancers read them, and that would be palms. Affliction treated with a hot compress. Yes, but don't forget the pressure. I used to hate getting styes, but now, since my wife taught me, she's such a good nurse. She's like, no, you got to press all the nasty stuff out of it. I'm like, what? That's going to hurt. She said, put a warm rag on, just push on it. It'll be fine. It actually didn't hurt at all. And the stye was gone, like in a minute. Like all this time, I've been sitting there just suffering for like a week or more, waiting for this thing to get better. And only get, like, I had maybe 4 styes in my life. But like now, I'm like, just bring on the next one, right? I know how to handle this. So turn to ash, say perhaps maybe die. Nursery rhyme that said, twice in a row. Nursery rhyme name that said twice in a row. So I'm going to go with Mary, and I'm going to assume that like some humor that might be rice. Blue in a way would be lewd. Doesn't really feel like that would be a very good color for something. It's lewd. We need to come up with something different, like fire engine red or something, you know? Toy with one's food, perhaps. Maybe a Happy Meal. Toy with your food, Happy. Many email attachments. Of course, we're talking PDFs. Hardcore features informally. I'm shooting for abs. Abs of steel. Historic Vegas casino where the Rat Pack performed. I think that was at the Sands. Distance divided by time would be your speed. And then we've got a recap. Could be a brief. Incorporate before shaping and baking. And I guess we're probably kneading in. Knead in. Got it. So gave support, perhaps aided. Tax advantaged savings plan would be a Roth IRA. Estes Park, Colorado. Lion Dark Ale we got. So I think we cleared it up down here. Let's get up here and try to see if we can finish strong. Wayne's World or Mac Gruber informally, and I'm assuming this is an SNL skit. Bestow as a quality. Textures a qualification, so that would be, in my opinion, so screw the humble part of that at all. And so bestow as a quality could be to impart, and word before milk or over could be skim over. And my word, I say boy. I say boy. Testing humor's boundaries. Edgy. Binding agent in baking, going with the egg, always the egg. Like some restaurants in a famed dining guide. Is that Zaga or something? Dirtball could be a sleaze. Can't even remember if it's an A or a Z, it's EE or AE though. So yeah, I think that's Zaga, and this would be a laddie, a young lad. And so what do we got here? Bit of curling equipment. I don't know, a stone? I mean, I guess technically, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Chromite and hematite, these are both ores. Parts of one's history say, I'm assuming URLs, AC capacity. How many BTUs are you churning out in there, Bob? So URLs, and so with that, sources of some syrup. How about maples? Oh, wait a minute. I was just looking here. If you look over here, oh, what's the point? Why do I bother? Maybe? But if that were to flip, that would be why do I bother? Ah, okay, so we can actually draw a C. I don't know. I mean, I just gotta wait. I can't wait to see what we got at the end. So, okay, sorry for the little distraction, but I just noticed that. That's really cool. And let's see. So, counterpart of thanks. Maybe please. Yeah, I guess that's not going to be a Z though, is it? Because these look like garage sales. Events for bargain hunters. How about garage sales? Nails, perhaps aces. Kids building toys. Are these like magnetiles maybe? I've seen them. Germans have some cool toy stores. And they go all out, but it's all engineering stuff. Go figure. Pointy parts of a Batman costume could be the ears. Could be. Plenty-o, maybe lots. Stereotypical squirrel stash. Going for the acorns here. You're going to have to just carve up without me there, squirrel. Wall support could be a stud. Ringing endorsements. Oh, now that's a good one. I do's. When you give your I do's in a wedding, you need your rings. Ringing endorsement. Clever. One-time Volvo competitor, Saab. Yeah, and unless Volvo starts making jet aircraft, I think Saab's going to be pretty much on his own there in Sweden, I suppose. Post-mortem order. I bet this is an autopsy. A little grim. Let's see. And empty spaces. See? If you twist this one around here, if you can see my mouse. Wish I had a little laser pointer mouse, but maybe I do. I don't know anything about it. Tiny exemplars of collaboration. Yes, indeed. Ants. They really are amazing. Trike would be utter rot. I say. Cloying sentimentality. How about a treacle? And Mexican dish with ahi. And now I'm really concerned about having fat-fingered something. I mean, I'm scarred from yesterday. Honey could be bay. So how do we do, Bob? Did I leave some? Oh, left the whole thing. Okay. Chinese fruits with leathery rinds. And I think these are lychees. Trying to remember how to spell it. I don't think I remember how to spell lychees. No, I do not. Maybe. Yeah, you gotta just search sometimes, right? You gotta try to find it. But I see these little suckers moving around, and that is interesting. So seem. Okay, I see. So it does it a lot more. So you have the autopsy, empty spaces, and empty spaces. If I'm trying to see what that draw is on the circle going down, if there's a diagonal line, but I can't see it long enough to make sense of it. But what a clever grid, Kareem IS. Just fabulous work today. Absolutely. Wow. This could not have been easy. So very well done, sir. Fantastic job. But yeah, this spelling of I gotta be honest with you, the spelling of lychees, I think this might be a learning moment for all of us. So I'm gonna put this in and see if we can't find it. So this is what I'm tracking as far as a spelling. That's kind of where I was at. I was trying to figure out how to make it work, but I'm not saying that there's not other spellings. See right here, you can see in Wikipedia there is a lychee or lychee chinensis, right? But yeah, I was really thrown for a loop there. I had to really dig for a second and say, if I seen it any other way, and I had. And so that makes sense. But yeah, I think, wow, that was so scary for a minute there. I thought, I don't know if I know this. which is fine, right? But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I did. So, I freak out a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and bring down our Bannière d'Adieu, and we'll call this good for here. I don't want to take up any more of your time. 30 minutes is long enough on a Sunday, but what I do want to say is thank you so much for the support. If you're still following along and watching here today, perhaps if you haven't already, maybe I've earned a subscription from you. I really would like to keep the lights on, so to speak, and grow the community, internally as such with the viewers that we've got. It's such an amazing audience, and I just could not be prouder to be here. Until we see you tomorrow, ich wünsche Ihnen einen schönen Tag noch. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Servus. Grüß Gott. Ciao. Cin-Cin. Bis dann. Be good to the person behind you in line. We'll see you on the morrow. Cheers.